Hola compañeros, don't freak out, I still have the hair, I just have it back for the purpose of the video. This is how I wear it whenever I ride motorcycle, and it's just more comfortable for me. But over the summer I had a lot of people that were interested in riding motorcycle that would approach me talking about my bike in particular, because my street bike is kind of rare for the area that I'm in. It's a little pricey. So yeah, I did a lot of, I guess, volunteer instructional work on introducing people to the motorcycle world. And a big part of that is knowing what gear to wear and how to wear it properly. So I decided to make a video on probably the most important piece of gear that you could have, which is your helmet. And which street terms for helmet are anything from a cap to brain bucket to lid to crown to whatever you want to call it. It's what keeps your Mellon together and gives something to Barry after the accident. So yeah, first thing I want to say is that when you're going out looking for a helmet, don't worry so much about the price. It is a little true that you get what you pay for, but if you're looking at a top end from an unknown brand name, it's probably a middle of the road type of scale helmet on the known name brands. And so it's not something to get too fussy about. They all do their purpose to some degree, some a little better than others, but the most important thing about the helmet itself is the fit and the condition of the helmet. It doesn't really matter what you want to call it. You might see or recognize the pattern on this helmet that I'm going to show you. You might get a glimpse of the name brand. I will try to block it out because they're not paying me. If they were to pay me, I'd have their logo behind me or something, but they're not paying me, so I don't care. But it doesn't really matter what name brand you pick. And just make sure that it fits right. That's how you know it's going to work right. And one thing to notice is that a quality helmet will come with a bag. You'll get some weird soft material bag. This bag is actually an important part of the helmet because it's what's going to protect your visor whenever you're not actually wearing the helmet or using it. When you're leaving it stored around, it's going to keep crap from building up on it or something from scratching your visor or giving you poor visibility. It also, if you store your helmet in a garage or something, you don't get oil and grease and everything all over the helmet. It's a good thing. Now, the next thing to look for in a helmet, aside from just the storage or anything, is buy helmets from stores that allow you to buy off the shelf. Because if you try something on in the shop and it fits right and it feels right, even within the same model and the same sizes, there can be slight differences in the manufacturing process that completely change the fit of the helmet. Also, sometimes they'll have the good one, the good, pretty, fancy one on the shelf, and they say, oh, well, that's just a demo for people coming in. We've got a better one behind the counter for you that we'll sell to you directly. And don't buy that, because that's usually a helmet nobody wants, and the people in the shop have already checked it over. Remember, they get the first look at this stuff, and if they think it's cool, they're going to not put it out on the shelf. They're going to buy it themselves and take it home. So it's only going to be the crap that's left over that you get to pick from. So make sure that you, when you're there, that you can buy from that shelf, not over the counter. But when you're looking at a helmet, I wear full face helmets because I ride street bikes, and it's kind of a normal thing for full face helmets. It's not all that common in my area to see full face helmets on scooters or cruisers. That is because it's just a culture thing, that the half shell thing or whatever. But I myself, I like the smile. So if I have like a low impact crash and there's a way to like save my face, I'm gonna do it. A high impact crash is probably not going to matter. So keep that in mind, especially when you're buying gear. Always think about when you're going to crash. I know everybody hopes they don't, but if you get in the mindset of when I crash, I would like to have this, then you're going to get the right things. You're going to make the right decisions. So first off this is a full face helmet. That was the manufacturer's logo. Very common to have on helmets. But the important thing is the inside of it should be there. I've seen before where people are buying used helmets. It's not recommended. You should always get a brand new helmet. But that is what the inside of a full face helmet should look like. You should have padding in there. You should have some jowl protection, I guess. A lot of times these come out for cleaning. It's always a good feature to look for. So you can take them out, your helmet doesn't get all stinky and sweaty, you got a cleanable liner, and there are instructions with every helmet. Read them because they're going to tell you what you do for maintenance, what you can and can't do with the helmet, and then you can make a decision on whether or not you want to put that much care into it. Some helmets are higher maintenance than others. But you should always make sure that it's got a good sturdy strap on it, it's got the protection in there, and it's not really, the shells are pretty much the same no matter what you do, but the shell's not going to give you the protection when you hit the road. The shell's only going to give you abrasion protection. It's not going to give you impact protection. That soft stuff inside, that's what's going to keep you from having serious head injuries and talking funny for the rest of your life. Now, when trying on a helmet, it's always good to try on, look at a size you think you are and give it a try, and then try a size up and a size down. See what works best. It should be tight to get on. It should be. So there we go. It's tight to get on. When you have it on, you have to speak louder so people can hear you. But of course, you want to make sure you have a sturdy visor. You want to make sure that this is tight. The next part is do up the strap. So I don't know if you can get a good look at that. I might put another video up on the strapping. But in the instructions in every helmet, it has instructions on how to do up your snap. So we just do it up, and this one actually happens to have a little button clip thing here to take care of any slack that's on your strap, and it also helps hold it together. Most helmets have that feature. It's something that you can look for to be confident and comfortable. But you make sure that it's on there and that it's not. It should be on sturdy, but not choking you. You should be able to kind of get a finger under there so you don't strangle yourself, because that would be worse than having a head injury probably. So when you have a helmet on, first thing to do, grab a hold of the back of it. And when you grab a hold of the back, try to push it forward. When the strap's done up, you shouldn't be able to get the helmet off your head. It should be stuck on your head. You should feel like you're trying to break your own neck when you're trying to move that. It moves with you. Another thing to do, try putting some fingers up in around the liner. Make sure that the liner is snug against your head, but not cutting circulation off. You want to be able to get a finger kind of in there so you're not doing any sort of brain damage from blood loss. But these pads should be on your face. They should be touching your face, but again, you should be able to pull them back a little bit with a finger. You can also twist the helmet side to side. You can rock it around and make sure that whenever the helmet moves, your head is moving with it. A loose helmet's going to be an uncomfortable ride because it's going to catch a lot of wind. And then another thing about a loose helmet is that it could do more harm than good because, well, your head's going to be doing this inside that little can whenever you fall off the bike. And that's not a good thing. So, another thing to look for, make sure that your helmet comes with a visor and use it. It's going to keep the wind out of your eyes. It's going to keep the bugs and dirt and everything out of your eyes. Make sure that it's a clean, stable visor. Get used to using it up and down. It helps you talk to people whenever you get stopped. It's not, in my area, it's not illegal to use a helmet without the visor, but I definitely prefer to use a helmet with a visor, just because there's a lot of crap out in the road. Other than that, all helmets are pretty standard with some ventilation in the chin. I do have a vent up on the top here, purposely not showing it to you because, yeah, there's another manufacturer's logo there and they're not paying me. So, anyhow, that's it for the helmet tutorial, and I'll make some more tutorials on other gear, help get everybody out there riding, and have a safe ride. To mention about the helmet too is that when you're looking for a helmet, it kind of goes along with the pricing thing. If you go too cheap with a helmet, it won't be a safety certified helmet. It won't have any statistics on crash tests or anything, and any reputable companies out there, they'll put their statistics and things up on websites, or they'll have it included in the instruction manual for maintenance and so on. But one giveaway that it's a quality helmet that is worth spending your money on is that it's going to have a little logo, something like that, normally on the back of the helmet. Sometimes it's inside the helmet, but look for that DOT logo, Department of Transportation. It's a U.S. standard thing. Canada does recognize the U.S. standards for crash tests, so that logo is also valid in Canada. And in some areas where it's required to wear helmets, if your helmet is not certified, if it doesn't have the appropriate safety certifications on it, and European markets and European laws and things are totally different as well, so make sure that it meets the standards of whatever area you're going to be riding in, because you could run into a lot of trouble even if you're not on the road. If you're just stopped somewhere for coffee and a sandwich and you happen to have your helmet sitting on the table and the right cop walks in and doesn't see that little dealie on the back of it, then you could be in for more trouble than you were expecting when you went out for a ride. So yeah, that's about it. Make sure that you have the right safety gear.